you back in this week since we've been away from our machines for a while, so just kind of keeping it a little bit mellow. I mean, my version of mellow might be different than yours though. So let's all start out with everything but your yellow spring, or if you want to go a little lighter, you could do 3 red springs. We'll just get ready with our footwork. So we're going to go ahead and lay down, feet up on the foot bar. We'll start with our heels together and our toes apart, and your toes on the bar. So your heels will be off the bar, and we're walking our feet up to our toes. And then just taking a second to get checked in with your body, making sure we're in neutral spine so the weight is even and heavy across the tailbone, a little bit of space in the low back. We're reaching those fingertips towards, I'm like, my cues are all weird here, towards your foot bar. And then we're going to go ahead and press it all the way out. So we're thinking about this as an active movement in both directions. We're pulling ourselves down into the bar and then pressing back out, finding your inner thighs at the top, getting that little squeeze of the glutes at the top, and trying to resist those springs as you're coming down. Just checking with your upper body here, making sure that rib cage is softened down and in. We're finding that movement with the breath, finding what works for us. Let's do one more here, and then we'll come halfway down. We're gonna do 10 little pulses. So just coming up and down about 2 inches, using those glutes, connecting to the hamstrings, pressing the heels together. For our last 3, 2, and 1. And then press it all the way out. We're gonna rotate those feet to parallel. Walk up to your arches. And then just take a second to come back and forth between each foot. Curl those toes over the bar. Give yourself a little foot massage. And then go ahead and bend your knees. Pull yourself down into the bar. Exhale, press it all the way out. Maybe every time you bend your knees, just curling your toes over the bar. We're resisting the springs as we're coming down. We've got 4 more here. Last 2. Last 1, coming halfway down. We're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Press it all the way out. Let's walk your feet up to your heels and walk your feet out wide. Turn your toes out. So your feet should be on either edge of the foot bar there. And then we're externally rotating through the hip. Go ahead and bend your knees, pull yourself into that bar, press it all the way out. So again, resisting the springs as we're coming down. How slow can you go coming down? Finding that work. Last 2. Last 1. Come halfway down. We're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Press it all the way out. Let's walk those feet back into center. So we're on our toes and feet are in parallel. Go ahead and drop one heel as the other knee bends and go into that calf stretch. And just taking a big deep breath there. Let's go ahead and switch sides. And now let's just go back and forth. So just just kind of picking up the pace a little bit, alternating from side to side, focusing on articulating the feet and the ankles here. Awesome. Let's go ahead and bend our knees. Come on back in. All right, so let's take our feet down to our platform. Just get our spines warmed up. So we'll start with a smaller range of motion. Arms are at your sides. We're reaching through the fingertips, also reaching through the crown of the head, so creating that length. Check in with your rib cage, just make sure it's softened down. Deep breath in. We're gonna exhale, press through your heels, tuck your tailbone, roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Find your length at the top, so reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the crown of the head. Find that opposition. Deep breath in, we're gonna roll it down bone by bone, so keeping that tailbone slightly tucked, and then just melting through the breath. So just imagining that your body is just melting down as you exhale. Tailbone's the very last thing to lengthen out. Let's do 3 more like that, so taking your time. Deep breath in. Exhale, press through the heels, press the low back down into the mat. Lift it up, bone by bone. Find the length at the top, so hold it at the top. Find the engagement through the glutes. Inhale. Melt it down through that exhale. Tailbone's the last thing to lengthen out. 2 more like that. Deep breath in. Press through your heels. Tuck your tailbone, roll it up. And find length at the top. Exhale, melt it down. We've got 1 more. Deep breath in. Exhale, press through your heels, tuck your tailbone, roll it up. Find that length, reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the crown of the head. Inhale. And exhale, roll it down. Lovely. Let's take our feet up to the foot bar. And then we'll just take our hands up to the shoulder rests and just let your legs fall to the right. I'm just kind of stretching that lower back a little bit before we go into some more bridging. Back to center. Inhale, and then exhale as the legs fall to the left. Inhale. Exhale, legs come back to center. All right, so our arms are at our sides. We're gonna do a few more bridges here now with this increased range of motion now that our spines are nice and warmed up. So our feet are in parallel, about hip distance apart. We're on our heels. Deep breath in. You're gonna exhale, press through the heels, press the low back down into the mat. Roll it up, bone by bone. We're meeting at the top, reaching through the fingertips, feeling the length of the upper body. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. So really using your glutes and hamstrings to control that roll down, using your abdominals. Let's go 2 more there. Deep breath in, press through your heels, low back presses down into the mat. Roll it up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale, roll down. Awesome, let's all meet at the top this time. We're gonna hold it, so deep breath in, exhale, press through the heels, roll it up. Holding it at the top, we're gonna go to some marching. So you're gonna lean into the right leg for stability, left leg is gonna bend and lift up. Place the left leg back down, lean into the left leg for stability, right leg lifts. Right leg comes back down. We're gonna go for 8 there, so just alternating side to side. And last two, lean into that leg for stability. Feel that lift. We don't want the booty to drop. Last one. Very nice. Go ahead and melt it down. And rest there. So next we're going to go into our extensions, so targeting those hamstrings a little bit more. So let's roll back up to our shoulder bridge. Finding that length at the top. Press it all the way out. Lift your hips, bend your knees to pull yourself up and in. So really using the hamstrings to lift and pull in. Should feel like the tops of your thighs are stretching a little bit at the top. You're reaching through the knees towards the top corner of the room. Last three. Lift, 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 up and in. 2. Last one. Then go ahead and roll it down. Control that roll down. And then we'll do another stretch for the low back. So taking your hands up to the shoulder rest for stability. Knees come together and fall to the right. Exhale into it. Try to keep your shoulder blades planted down to the mat. And then knees come back to center. Exhale, fall to the left. Again, trying to keep the shoulder blades planted down. And bring both legs back to center. All right, so let's go ahead and come on up. We're gonna change our spring tension. So let's take it down to a red and a blue. So one red and one blue spring. And then we'll lay back down. So we'll give our lower body a little bit of a rest and go into some upper body work here. So just make sure your straps are hung up so that you can easily access them. And then we're gonna go hands in the smaller loops. If you want less tension, you could go in the longer loops. And then just make sure that you're scooched a little bit away from those shoulder rests so we're not pushed up in the shoulder rest. We're gonna reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling. So we're pulling our hands in alignment with our shoulders to start here. And then your legs are gonna come into tabletop. So you have a little space in the low back. And then we're checking in with that rib cage to make sure that rib cage is down in and we're connected through our abdominals. Deep breath in, exhale. Press the hands down to the hips. Reach into those straps. Feel that length through your lats, through your back. And then arms slowly come back to center. So use the breath as you press those hands down towards your hips. We're really taking our time, going slow here. Finding the engagement in your back. So the more you feel that sense of reach through the fingertips, the more your back is going to feel involved. You should feel like your arms are growing long as you press your hands down. Hips are still in neutral, so you have that little space in the low back. Good, let's go 3 more here. We're gonna make it a little spicier, get our abdominals involved. Good, on this last one, let's hold it. You're gonna keep your arms down towards your hips, lift chin to chest, and extend the legs out. From there, we're gonna scissor. So right leg is gonna lift up, left leg. So we're alternating. Trying not to keep tension in the front of the neck, so we're finding this lift by reaching into the straps. Exhaling each time you alternate. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Legs come back into tabletop. Lower your head and neck back down. Take that little rest. So for our next one, we're going to do the same thing. So lifting through the head, neck, and shoulders. Sending the legs all the way out. So legs come into tabletop. Deep breath in. Exhale. Extend the legs all the way out. We're going to open, close the legs. So find your lift through those abdominals. Keep the shoulder blades up off the mat. And zip those legs together. So legs are super active here. Exhale, legs come back together. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Good. Knees come together, lower it down. Ooh, yeah, abs are working now. So lifting your legs just back into tabletop, keeping your head and neck down this time. You're gonna press your hands down to your hips, rotate your palms inward, arms are gonna come out to a T. Exhale, press your hands back down to your hips. So thinking about pulling the shoulder blades down the back. Last 2 here. Last 1. And then reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Arms will come back out to a T. Try not to let the carriage move as the arms come out to a T, and sweep the hands down towards your hips. Hands come back up to the ceiling, out to a T, sweep the hands down. So just going into our circles here, but really focusing on that stability as we transition to a T. Last 2. Last 1. Very nice. Take a little rest if you need it. And we'll go ahead and reverse that direction. So legs are in tabletop. So this time our arms are going to reach up towards the ceiling, press down to the hips, sweep up to a T, and then what you want to focus on here is while those arms are coming back up towards the ceiling, we're not allowing the carriage to move. So really finding that stability through that transition. Got 4 more. Ooh, my arms are burning. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Take a little rest if you need it. So from here, we're going to plant our arms at our sides. So elbows are anchored down onto the mat. Fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. Legs come back into tabletop. And we're just going to press your hands down towards your hips. So focusing more on the triceps now, but also really thinking about softening the rib cage down as you exhale and press your hands down to your hips. Now let's add a lift. So chin to chest. As you lift, lifting from the rib cage, not the front of the neck. So sliding the rib cage down to the hips as you lift. Now let's add some legs to this. So you're going to extend your right leg out and back in, alternating legs side to side. Keeping that straight leg active, really reaching through the heel. Let's do 1 more on each side. Last one here. Awesome. Shake it out. While we're here, let's just go ahead and go feet in our straps. So we'll go feet in the longer loops. 1 at a time, just placing your feet in those straps. Make sure the straps are closer to your heel than your toes, so they're just right above the heel, and that'll just help you connect to your back body a little bit more. Our arms are at our sides, we're reaching through the fingertips, finding our neutral spine, so a little bit of space in the low back. And let's just start by lifting and lowering. So as the legs come up towards the ceiling, We're keeping that tailbone anchored so we get that nice stretch. But then we're thinking about pulling. As we come back down, we're pulling from right where the glute meets the hamstring. So it's that mind-muscle connection. Finding the breathing pattern that works for you here. You could try inhaling as the legs come up and really using your abdominals to pull the legs up. Try exhaling as the legs come up. Just play with it. Let's go last two here. So feeling that sense of opposition as the legs reach back and that tailbone stays long and stays anchored. Last one. Now legs are going to come up towards the ceiling, so we're at a 90-degree angle with the body. We're going to let the legs fall open and then close. So using those inner thighs to pull the legs back together. Try not to let your carriage move as you pull those legs together. Last three. Last one. And then let's just allow those legs to open, so fall open, and then circle them down, meet at the bottom. So just going right into our circles here. So we're gonna do 3 different foot positions for our circles here. So for our first one, let's just start with our feet in parallel, so toes up to the ceiling. And as you circle out and down, really try not to let the feet externally rotate. So your circles might feel like they're a little bit smaller. This might feel a little more challenging. That's okay. This is a little more for stability versus mobility. Last two. Last one. And we'll go ahead and reverse. Last two. Last one. Awesome. So our next position is going to be that external rotation, but I want you to focus on is trying to keep your legs externally rotated the whole time. So we're starting with our heels in, toes out. Legs come up towards the ceiling, sweep down, and try not to let the legs rotate in as you come in. So there's a lot of inner thigh work here. A little bit more range of motion. So your circles might be a little bit bigger, but those inner thighs are really working as we bring the feet together. Last one. Awesome. Let's go ahead and reverse that. Legs open it up, circle up, meet at the top, sweep down. Together and down. So finding that inner thigh connection as the heels come together, sweep it down. Last three. Last one. Woo. So circle palooza here. So we're gonna go big toes come together, internally rotate from the hip. This is our last position here. So really try to keep that internal rotation as we work. So legs come up towards the ceiling, circle out and down. Your circles might be really small with these. That is a-okay. We're focusing on keeping those hips stable and keeping the hips internally rotated. one here. Let's go ahead and reverse that direction. Good, last two. Keeping that internal rotation. I know it's getting hard. Last one. Woo. All right. So just going into our Peter Pans, you're gonna bend your right knee, let the left leg come out laterally, out to the side. And then you're gonna press it all the way out to 45 degrees. Switch sides. So left leg is gonna bend, right leg comes out. Then we're just taking a little hold at the bottom there to stretch those inner thighs. Press it all the way out, switch sides. Just back and forth here. So I really challenge you to use your straight leg to help lift, because it's really easy just to muscle it with that bent leg. But if you really think about doing equal work with both legs, using that inner thigh to lift and press it out at the same time. And let's go one more on each side. Awesome, and then letting both legs come up towards the ceiling. You're gonna allow this right leg to externally rotate. The bottom of the foot is gonna come towards the inner thigh of the left leg. And then we're gonna reach that right leg back up to the ceiling. Try not to let the carriage move as we do this, so there's a lot of hip stability work. Keeping tension with that straight leg. So imagine that straight leg is heavy. It's pressing into the strap. I'm feeling this a lot in my hamstrings and my glute on that straight leg. Let's go one more on each side here. Last one. Good, and then bringing your legs back down to about 45 degrees, finding your neutral spine. Just kind of checking with the body again here. We're gonna go heels in, toes out. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Allow the legs to come open to a wide V, and then straight legs, pull the heels together, meet back at that 45-degree angle. Heels together, bend your knees. Legs fall open to a wide V, and then pull your legs together and down back to that 45-degree angle. So two more like this. Last one. And we'll go ahead and reverse that. Legs come open to a wide V. Bend your knees, heels come together, press it all the way out. Legs fall open to wide V. Keep the legs straight, and then you'll bend the knees, heels together, press it out. Two more. Bend the knees, heels come together, press it out. Last one. Ooh, my inner thighs. Let's go ahead and bring the bottoms of the feet together. Knees fall open to a butterfly. Reach up and grab those straps up close to the feet and just pull your feet in towards you. You can take your elbows and come onto the insides of your knees. And just rock from side to side here. And then let's take this right leg, extend it all the way out. Keeping both hips heavy here, and just allowing that right leg to come out laterally to stretch. Just breathing and melting into that stretch, allowing the inner thigh to open up after all that work. And bend that right knee. Left leg is going to come out laterally. So keeping those hips heavy. Exhale, allow your body to just melt and open up. bend that knee, come back to center. Let's go ahead and just take the right strap off the foot. You can just keep holding on to that. Reach your left leg up towards the ceiling. And then we're just softening the right knee to deepen that stretch if you'd like. But what we're trying to do is get this left leg straight. So if you're struggling to do that, you can keep that right leg all the way extended. And then we're just slowly increasing the stretch as you can. So we're gonna do a little PNF here. So I want you to imagine that you're pressing your foot into the strap to feel the glute, the hamstring, that whole leg engage. And we're just gonna hold that for 3, 2, 1, and then release that. And you should feel like you get a deeper stretch here. So you can also take your left hand and reach up and grab onto the strap. Let's do that again. So engaging that entire left leg, pressing into the strap. 3, 2, 1, release that. Feel that stretch increase. Now that left leg is gonna fall to the left, right knee falls to the right. So imagine sandbags on your hips, weighing out either side. And then we're reaching up to grab that left strap. Again with a little PNF here. So engaging that entire leg, pressing into the strap with your foot, feeling that inner thigh engage. Hamstring glute. And then release. Feel that leg melt open. So that's just a little way to deepen your stretches. Kind of just tricks the muscles into releasing. Let's do one more. Press, engage, engage. Release. Deepen the stretch. Good. Let's press it all the way out. Pull your left leg across the body. You can reach up and grab the strap with your right hand to pull it across. We're straightening out both legs here. So now for our PNF, you're gonna feel like you're trying to almost lift the leg. So you're pressing the left side of the foot into the strap and feeling that all the way up into the hip. For 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's do that one more time. Lift, press, engage all of those muscles that we're trying to stretch. 3, 2, 1, and release. Ah, it feels so good. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and switch legs. So taking your right foot into the right strap now. And then taking that left strap off your left foot. Place your left foot onto the foot bar. Starting out with both legs straight. If you can get this right leg straight, no problem. Then just go ahead and start bending that left knee to deepen your stretch. Find your first sign of like a stretch awareness. So right where you start to feel that deep stretch. And then we'll go into our PNF. So pressing your foot into the strap. Feeling it engage all the way down the leg. And then release. You can always reach up and hold on to that strap. Let's do one more. So press. You can even pull the strap for that counter. You want to feel that opposition for 3, 2, 1, and release. So now that we've done that PNF, just allowing the leg to open up as far as it wants. So keeping that tailbone planted, that's your anchor. And let's allow that right leg to come out to the right. Left knee falls open to the left. Again, with our PNF, we're reaching up to grab that right strap. And we're almost pulling the foot towards us as we're pressing into the strap with the foot to deepen that stretch. Think about engaging your inner thighs. 3, 2, 1, and release. Allow it to open. We'll do one more like that. Imagine you're lifting through the inner thighs. Giving it some tension. 3, 2, 1, and release. And just taking 2 deep breaths here, allowing that inner thigh to stretch. Awesome. Let's press it all the way out. Bring that leg across the body so both legs are straight now. And you can take your left hand, reach up, grab the strap to pull it across. We're going for that PNF. So almost pulling that leg towards you with the left hand as you're trying to press away with the right leg. You should feel this engage all the way down the leg, especially up here in the hip. For 3, 2, 1, and release. We've got one more there. Lift for 3, 2, 1, and release. Just taking 2 deep breaths and allowing that leg to stretch. Imagine it melting with your breath. Awesome. All right, so let's go into some short spine while we're here. So we'll go ahead and loop your left foot again, and then just make sure you kind of scooch away from those shoulder rests. Your legs should feel nice and stretched out now. Lower your legs to about 45 degrees. Deep breath in. You're going to allow the carriage to draw in and the legs to pull back up and over into that shoulder bridge. So think about getting all the way up as far as you can. Inhale, bend your knees in towards your face. Allow the pelvis to curl. We're still keeping length through the fingertips, length through the neck. Deep breath in. We're going to exhale, draw your tummy in as you roll your pelvis away from your feet. So almost think about separating the pelvis from the feet. And then as soon as your pelvis lands, you can bring your heels in, bend the knees, press it out. Let's go for 5 there. So 4 more. Really taking our time, especially on that roll down. So allowing the feet to come back behind you, and then just using the strength of the forearms to press down into the mat to lift. And then slowly bend the knees in towards the face. Allow the pelvis to curl, opening up that low back. So what we're really looking for here is this co-contraction of the abdominals as we roll down, and that's going to help to open up and release the low back. Use your breath. Allow the pelvis to land and then bend the knees. Press it all the way out. We've got 3 more. Deep breath in. Use that exhale to lift. Finding length through the fingertips, length through the crown of the head. Bend the knees in towards the face. Deep breath in. Draw your tummy in as you allow the pelvis to roll down away from your feet. Pelvis lands, bend the knees, press it in. Deep breath in, exhale, legs come up. Use that breath. Carriage draws in. Bend the knees in towards the face. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw your tummy in. Slowly control that roll down. Heels come in. Press it all the way out. Awesome job, everybody. Hope that felt lovely for you. That felt really nice for me. Let's go ahead and take our feet out of our straps. Ooh, my legs are shaking. All right, so we're gonna come on up. Let's add all of our spring tension on and then grab our short box. So we'll get set up with our boxes. So if you are taller than 5'3", you can take that box over the shoulder rests. If you're 5'3" or under, you could go in front of the shoulder rests. And then we'll have a seat on our boxes with our feet underneath the black strap. So we want to kind of scooch forward a little bit here so that we have some space to roll back. And then just finding our good posture. So our chest is up, ribs are stacked over the hips. Let's go ahead and interlace our fingers. So just bringing your hands together and then clasping at the fingertips. So what we want to feel here is slight pull, so we're feeling that upper back engage. And then we're going to go ahead and work on our pelvic curl. So let's just do a few without going all the way back, just to kind of get warmed up here and to practice that curl. You're going to press through your heels, bring your chin to your chest, and curl. And then back up. So it's just that little starter movement to begin. Press through your heels, tuck your tailbone round, and back up. Let's do one more like that. Use your exhale, press through your heels. And lift it back up. Okay, so let's go all the way back into that round back. So you're gonna press through your heels, tuck your tailbone, tip it back as far as you can go while keeping that C curve, so we don't wanna lose that. Deep breath in. You're gonna press through your heels, come all the way up and over, draw your tummy up and in, almost like we're trying to round over a ball here. And then we're gonna stack it back up to reset. So pressing through the heels, chin to chest, tip it back. Deep breath in, exhale up and over. Stack the spine back up. Let's do two more like that. Deep breath in, press through your heels, round, tip it back. Deep breath in, up and over, stack the spine back up. We've got one more. Press through the heels, round. Deep breath in, up, tummy draws in, over, stack the spine back up. All right, shake those arms out. We'll go into our flat back position. So hands are gonna come behind the head. Chest is up, ribs stacked over hips, but we're not allowing our rib cage to flare out here. So just think rib cage down and in, but we're still creating length. So imagine a string attached to the top of the head, reaching towards the ceiling. Deep breath, and we're gonna tip it back. So keeping this flat back now instead of rounding, and then exhale, lead with the chest to come back to neutral. Inhale, tip it back. Exhale, lead with the chest. So almost imagine a string attached to your chest, pulling you back up. Let's do two more. Last one. Awesome. Shake it out. So we're gonna go into our twist here. So for the twist, as you twist, you want to think about still creating length. It's almost like that rib cage is just lifting without flaring, but lifting. And then we're gonna tip it back. Exhale, untwist simultaneously as you come up. Switch sides. So on that inhale, we're twisting. Tip it back. Exhale, untwist. Inhale, twist. Let's go one more on each side. One there. Awesome. So from there, we're going to go ahead and just do a little bit more of abdominal work here. So hands are going to come behind the head. Take your right foot out of the strap. So you're going to tip it back. Think straight spine as we tip it back. Reach that right leg forward. And then we're going to exhale, twist towards that right knee. And back again. So thinking about growing tall as you lift. Last two. Last one. Awesome. Shake it out, a little rest there. We'll go into the other side. So right foot's gonna come underneath the strap, left foot comes out, hands behind the head. Tip it back, reach your left leg straight out forward. And then we're gonna exhale, twist as you bring that knee in. Last two. Last one. Whew. Abs are working. All right. So let's go ahead and place your left foot back underneath the strap. Hands are going to interlace and we're going to come behind that right thigh. So pulling that knee up towards you, chest is lifted. We're just going to go ahead and start by extending the knee and then flexing the knee. So finding that reach through the heel, an engagement through the hamstrings. And last two. Last one. Let's hold it at the top, point the toe, and just go for some ankle mobility. Little circles there. Good, reverse the direction. Awesome. And then from there, we'll go into all the way back, so a little climb a tree variation. So you're gonna tip it back, come back as far as you want. You could go all the way back if you want. Just make sure that you come chin to chest. And then we're using the strength of that bent leg, pushing your thigh into your hands to come up. Tip it back. Hands press, or thigh presses into the hands to come up. Let's do two more like that. So taking your time at the bottom, allowing that left hip to stretch, the front of the hip. Last one. Awesome. So let's go ahead and straighten the leg out. You can grab onto your calf, your foot, your ankle. You could have a towel here. Just kind of wrap that around your foot. So whatever feels good for you. Our chest is lifted. And then we're just going to tip it back as far as you can comfortably go. Again, using the strength of that right leg to come up, so pressing into your hands. Good, last one here. Awesome. So let's go ahead and switch legs out. So that right foot is going to come underneath the strap. We'll start by interlacing the fingers behind that left thigh. Left knee bends, chest is up, pulling that knee up towards your chest. Tip it back. You could go all the way back if you want. Just make sure you come chin to chest first before you come up, and then using the strength of that left leg. So pressing the thigh into the hands to lift. Got two more there. The last one. Awesome. And then go ahead and straightening that leg out, grabbing onto your calf, your ankle, your foot, using a towel. Whatever feels good for you today. Then we're going to tip it back. Press into your hands with your leg. Feel that engagement down the hamstring. Feel that nice stretch. Got two more. Last one. finish up here. So let's take our tension down to, you could do one red spring or one blue spring. If you want to go a little heavier, you can do one red. If you got sensitive shoulders, you could do one blue. And then we'll reach back and grab our straps. So we're going to scooch more back towards the back of your box here. We're still maintaining our good posture. Chest is lifted, ribs are stacked over hips. Pressing your feet down into the carriage just to feel that low body engage. We're perched up on those sits bones. And our palms are going to come facing down, elbows up. So kind of like doing a chest press here. Deep breath in. You're going to press your arms forward. Thinking about drawing your tummy back as those arms come forward. Think about pulling your shoulder blades together as you bend the elbows. And last 3, 2, and last 1. Shake it out. From there, we're going to go palms facing up. So again, just checking in with that low body, making sure we're staying active through the low body. Deep breath in, you're going to exhale, reach forward. Think about drawing your tummy in as those arms reach forward. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. So from there, going into some circles. So you're going to reach those arms forward, open it up, and then bend the elbows, bring the arms in, reach it forward, open it up, bend the elbows, arms come in. We've got 3 more here. Every time the arms reach forward, think about pulling the belly button back. Last one. Shake it out. And then those arms are going to come out to a T. You're going to pull forward. Palms still facing up, bend the elbows, bring it in. Arms come out to a T, pull the arms forward, bend the elbows, bring it in. We've got 3 more. Last one. Awesome. Then just go ahead and hang those straps up. Just interlacing the fingers behind the back and opening up the chest here. So rolling the shoulders back and reaching those arms back for that nice chest stretch. And then you can even dive forward if you want to deepen the stretch a little bit. Bring your chin to your chest. And then bring it on back up. We'll just finish with some standing cat-cow here. So 1 blue spring, it's going to be your tension. Just 1 blue. And then box is going to come into long box. We'll go ahead and walk to the front of our machine here. Feet are in parallel. Reach those arms up. Dive forward. The heel of the hands comes onto the front of the box. Soft bend in the knees. We're reaching the arms forward. Still looking towards our feet, keeping our head in alignment with the spine. And then deep breath in, exhale, round the spine, resist the box, so resisting the tension, engaging your abdominals. Feel that lower back open up. Hips come back. Soft bend in the knees. Reach it out. Really feel the sense of opposition as your tailbone reaches back and those arms reach forward. And you're going to exhale. Draw the tummy in. Let's go 2 more. Inhale, reach. Find that length. Still trying to keep the shoulder blades down the back. And exhale. Round. The last one. Inhale, reach. Hips reach back, soft bend in the knees. And then exhale, round. And then just allowing your arms and your neck to dangle here. Just allowing your neck to traction out. Deep breath in, you're gonna exhale. Slowly roll it up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Head is the very last thing to come up. You guys are all done. Thanks for joining me, friends. I miss you all very much.